Bore da, croeso, good morning and welcome to Motivate Me. Now every Saturday morning in the cafe we do this 15-minute kind of get up and go talk, because I don't know about you, but when it comes to the weekend you kind of have a different mindset. My mum was a nurse, so she worked most weekends, and I think that if you are somebody who's a weekend worker, please bear with me, because I know you don't get that, thank goodness it's Friday feeling. If you are new to exercise, and this talk is specifically for you. However, it's also really appropriate if you have been doing exercise in your life, but you've taken a break and you don't know how to get back into it, or you want to start to improve your fitness and you're not really sure what to do. I know the internet is full of good ideas and things that you can do on a daily basis, but the challenge is going from thinking about it to doing it. And we talked a couple of weeks ago, Bore da, how are we all? It's so lovely to see you all. I tell you, I've been stuck in my house. I've been like in cabin fever. Here we go. And we talked about the theory of planned behaviour, about how when we think about something. So this is not about, I'm not even thinking about exercise. This is for people who might have been thinking about doing some exercise, might have gathered some information, and are now thinking about starting to do it. So it's the action phase of the theory of change. And the action phase is really important, because if you do something and you have a bad experience, it's going to make you a little bit more nervous about doing something again. And if you haven't been exercising for a while, or you haven't exercised in years, and you're thinking like you should do something, then you need to take care of your body, because you want to condition your body to be able to work hard and not feel like you should be able to do something really quickly. So being injury-free is important, but also enjoying the session is good. Because if you do something and you think like, this is divlas, this is boring, I'm really not enjoying it, you're going to start to make that mind-brain connection, mind and body connection, about how exercise is not good. And we want to move away from that. So think about things in your life that you are already doing, and this is where we start. Now, a long time of my life, I've been a personal trainer and a coach for people, and my hardest thing was motivation to exercise. And those of you know, I did my dissertation on the motivation to exercise using the self-determination theory, because I knew exercise was good for me. My clients knew exercise was good for them. They even paid a lot of money to have a program written for them, but they still found it challenging to go into the gym outside of the times that they were meeting me to do the workout. It made me give up personal training, but it also started my degree and having a look at the psychology of change. So how do we start to exercise? You're here now. I hope you've got pen and paper. Write down 3 things that you really enjoy, okay? Doesn't have to be anything to do with exercise. You might like reading, you might like knitting, you might like cooking, you might like gardening, you might like walking, you might like going out with friends, you might like going for coffee, you might like singing, you might like dancing. Any of those things that are not a chore, they're not part of your work, they're something that you look forward to doing. All right, you only have to write 3 of them down. Those 3 things are your hook to get you to move. All right, so if, for example, you like meeting up with your friends to go for coffee, that's a great thing to do. So that is the worm at the end of your fishing rod, and the fish, the exercise is going to get you there. So say, for example, 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, you love to go to one of the cafes in town, have a catch up with your friend. You arrange to meet at maybe 9:30 and you walk to the cafe together. Now, walking together is great because when you're side by side, you'll tend to talk a little bit more freely and you won't engage and you won't feel so embarrassed about talking about things. And at the end, you have your coffee. Next week, you make it 45 minutes. The week after, or a month later, you might make it an hour. So the cafe and the cake become part of your exercise regime. If, for example, you like cooking, Cooking for me has been a great skill. So previous to being a fitness instructor, when I first left school at the age of 18, I spent 3 years in catering college, and I did a HND in hotel management and leisure and business management. And the first year was all cooking. And so I learned a lot of French cooking styles, which I still use to this day. And I certainly love cooking from scratch. And you might have seen, I think one of my highest posts was how I made couscous really easily before work. But if cooking is your thing, think about ways that you can use your cooking to improve your gut health. And we've talked about this brain-gut connection. When your gut is healthy, your brain feels better. And when your brain feels better, you are more motivated to exercise. Or flip it around. Say you're somebody who says, I like eating chocolate. Have a look at how many calories are on a chocolate bar, okay? So if it says 300 calories, try and work out how long it's going to take you to burn off 300 calories. You can then go for a walk. Now, please, okay? I've got a degree in sports science. I know walking for 300 calories doesn't always equate to 300 calories. But it's a good starting point for people who have not exercised in a long time. Because understanding the calorific value of food in terms of how we burn it off is really interesting. So my friend, my famous friend out there, you know who you are, used to look at a Kit bar, see how many calories and go on the treadmill, burn those calories before she ate the Kit Kat. If that works for you, go for it. If, say, for example, you like the knitting or the walking or any kind of hobbies, it means you're probably more interested in designing things. So think about how you can bring your element of creativity into love of exercise. Maybe you prefer a little bit more ethereal exercise. Maybe dance appeals to you a little bit more, or Tai Chi. Now, I'm not here to kind of go like, well, you know, I thought she was telling me how to exercise. What I'm saying is this: getting to the gym is the thing. Getting to the class is the thing. It's no good at this point, at the action point, to be still thinking about it. You need to do it. So the easiest way to do it is to do the thing that makes it fun for you today. Now, you don't always stay doing that fun exercise bit, because once you've started to move a little bit, then you'll find you have a little bit more confidence to do more. So going to a class together with a friend is always a good starting point, because once you've made an arrangement to meet somebody, you're less likely to chicken out. The other thing to do is to put your intention up on social media and saying, like, I'm doing this week. Being accountable has been shown to be a motivational factor to you wanting to do something. So when you see people posting pictures of themselves doing a workout, they're not doing it so that you look at them. They're doing it to be accountable to themselves and say, here I am working hard. Now, you might see that post and kind of think like, well, if they're doing it, maybe I can do it. And I think that kind of accountability and visible accountability is very motivating. So get on social media, go, this week I intend to do this, because you'll bump into somebody in the street and they'll go, did you do it? The final thing we talked about was preventing injuries. So how do we look after our bodies that we can exercise safely without causing pain? Now, most people who exercise hard on a regular basis will tell you it hurts, all right? You tell me, anybody who's won the Olympics, you know, they go and interview them, and how is that? Oh, I've worked hard, all the months of hard slog have paid off. There's no coming away from the point that when you challenge your muscles, you're going to get a response in that muscle. The thing to do is to make the challenge sufficiently hard that you get the changes, but not so hard you get injured. And I think that if you're not used to exercising, you can sometimes associate that feeling of recovery hurt as being bad, okay? And it's not always bad for you. So if you go for a long hike, the next day your legs might feel, oh, like I've done some work. This DOMS feeling, okay, delayed onset muscle soreness, doesn't mean you have caused a damage to your muscles. but you don't be scared of it. Now, it doesn't mean you can't damage yourself, because you can, okay? But if you start to exercise and you start to feel aches and pains, then don't panic too much. They shouldn't last more than 24 hours, okay? And doing more exercise really helps, as well as having like a warm bath or a massage. All of those things help. Drink plenty of water. I sometimes find with Pilates, people do Pilates and they come out and they go, oh, that was lovely. And then they go, the next day, yeah, my stomach muscles. Because sometimes it's called a delayed onset. And you have to kind of be prepared for the fact that if you're going to walk for 45 minutes and you haven't done any walking, you might find your hips are aching. The best thing your body needs is for you to stretch and move. All right, so if you're feeling achy, sitting still means it just takes longer to heal. Your body heals with movement. So think about maybe trying a beginner's and a gentle class and learning the skill and the technique so that your aches are diminished and your recovery is quicker. Your nutrition helps. But all in all, I think that if you're in that stage, I want to be active, find something you enjoy, tag it onto that enjoyment thing, then start to push your body just a little bit, okay? I'm not talking about big pain, I'm talking about a little, ache in your muscles. And kind of think like, people are expecting this. Regular exercisers expect this. Some regular exercisers feel like they haven't done enough exercise if they don't have that pain. It's a kind of exquisite pain, I think it's called, where you kind of go like, oh, I've done some work on my muscles today, they're changing and growing. And then think about your recovery. So always add in some stretch, some relaxation, your hot bath, your ice baths if you prefer, your massage and your nutrition to support it. The final thing is talk to people like myself, okay? There's loads and loads and loads, thousands of us, millions of us out there who have a passion for getting people to exercise and to be healthy. And I'm sorry, you probably find it really hard to shut me up when I start going. But I've been teaching and working in the industry since 1986. I'm 61 years old. I've had health issues. I feel like I have a lot to give people because I understand. I understand what it's like when you are not active and you're feeling unfit and you're feeling fat and you're feeling frumpy and you want to exercise and you just think like, where do I start? What's the point? I need to not bother. And I'm telling you this, your life will become better with exercise. You will feel better about yourself. Your body will thank you. You'll offset any kind of illnesses, any kind of, things that happen, whether it's a cold or you break your leg, anything like that. You protect both your brain health and your body health for years to come. And it doesn't matter that you only started when you were 60. It really doesn't matter. Start today, okay? It's January. Get your New Year's resolution, start today. So next week I'm going to come on, I'm going to give one more talk, and I really appreciate it if you wrote in the comments what you'd like me to talk about. It's only going to be 15 minutes, so it's not going to be too in-depth, and we'll talk about something that motivates you to do exercise on the weekend or motivates you to change your lifestyle. And don't forget to motivate to do some exercise, so get that exercise suggestion down as well. Back in classes on Monday. I hope to see you all around. Remember, most of my classes are full, so please, please, please book, and thank you for all your support. And see you next Saturday. Hwyl fawr.